Hi, my name is Henry Segerman. These are Skew Dice by the Dice Lab. The Dice Lab is Robert Fathauer and myself. So these are ordinary six-sided dice. Well, they're not exactly ordinary because the shape's a little strange. They're a little bit squished somehow. In fact, the shape here is something called a trigonal trapezohedron. So tagline here is, the dice are skewed, but the odds aren't. So the point is that even though these look sort of strange, they're just as fair as ordinary six-sided dice, ordinary cubical six-sided dice. So let me try and convince you of that. So what is it that makes an ordinary cubical die fair? So this is to do with symmetry. So if some face were a little bigger than the others, then you might expect that there'd be more chance that it ends up facing downwards. Or if they were arranged a little bit differently relative to each other, then that could have some effect as it's bouncing around on the table in terms of which face eventually comes up. But that doesn't happen for a cube because all the faces are the same. One way to think about this is that there are symmetries, or motions of the cube that take any face to any other face. So for example, if I want to show that the one face is the same as the four face, I just sort of rotate it around 120 degrees, and apart from the numbering on the faces, it looks identical. It's exactly the same as it was before. And the same thing is true for these dice. So first of all, here you go. This is a threefold rotational symmetry axis you can see there. So the four face, the five face, and the one face are all the same. So if I just rotate it by 120 degrees, the four is going to turn into the five, and so on. There you go. So these three faces are all the same. The faces on the other side are also all the same. It's a little tricky to show this. Let me help you out a little bit here by mentioning, so since the die shape is no longer mirror symmetric after this squishing, we of course put both versions in the packet. So here you can see that the 6, 3, and 2 threefold axis on both of these, and if I turn this one over, then there's the 4, 5, and the 1. And you can see this, the one on the right is a mirror image of the one on the left. And it was before, and it was after. Whoops. There we go. So that shows you that all 6 faces of the die are really the same. And so these must actually be fair dice. So these are Skew Dice by the Dice Lab.